Hello, beautiful people. January 23rd, I survived the evening. It was a low -8, and I'm sure even inside the car it was probably -4 or 5, something like that. I don't know. What do I know? Maybe it was -1, maybe it was 0, but it was definitely cold, and so I'm very thankful I had enough, stuff to keep me warm enough. I wore my whole big winter jacket while I slept. But yeah, I did pretty good. I got my 2 REM cycles as far as I understood, and yep, didn't get overly disturbed. I was quite fatigued. And now we are on to the next adventure. I had a great workout last night. Started my day outside Anytime Fitness. Had a great workout this morning. It's so nice to have, that bathroom there and that workout opportunity. So we're working on legs and core, so I can get ready for climbing Mount Shasta in a day, is the current plan. So look forward to that. But right now, Louisville Caves. It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait to do it. When I'm done, I gotta look for some more thrift stores, get to Nashville, spend a little time, maybe take a little nap, and show you that stuff I got yesterday. So anyway, hope we all have a great day. Much love, everybody. Hey, beautiful people. So I show up at this cave system here, and I was planning to just do like a tour. Well, turns out there's no tours going on. They're not doing any tours again until February. I'm like, okay, what do we got? They said zip lines. I'm like, okay, why not? So I'm really not sure. I don't think I've ever done a zip line before this, as far as I'm aware. It's tough sometimes when you're in the multiverse and you live vicariously through so many people to remember specific instances. Like I might have done one in Blue Mountain. I'm not sure, but definitely that was an amazing experience, super intense. The colors in that cave, like the way they do the lighting and all the displays, really nice. So yeah, I had a great time flying through the air like 100 feet above the ground, like in a cave, looking at crazy lights. It was something. And I didn't show it like during the time, but at the end, like I admitted to the tour guide, I'm like, yeah, he asked, he's like, were you scared? I was like, I was pretty much scared the whole time, yeah. But, a reasonable amount. It's like, you're scared like when you're waiting beforehand, before you jump. But like when they say go and once you're off, it's like, what do I have to be scared of? Like, there's 3 straps or more holding me on this thing. If they all break, I'm going to have a bad time. But otherwise, it should be fine. And ultimately, because I'm a light person, I got on the scale this morning. It was like 126 with some of my clothes on. I'm like, Jesus. But like I only eat a meal and a half a day, and it is what it is. So try not to be too concerned with it, especially with how much I lift. So I'm like, whatever. And so yeah, if the straps are going to break on anybody, it's not going to be me. Much love, everybody. More adventures en route. It's almost noon, and I got to go find a thrift store and continue on to Nashville. Can't wait to see it. Met 2 amazing people, Dolphus, Becky. The tour guides were really cool too, and there were some trainees, and they didn't say as much. They were pretty young mostly, but great times had by all, for sure. So yeah, we'll chat again soon about this. Hey friends, just a quick one for the vibes. So talked about the caves that I went to earlier. Well, turns out my friend Becky there that I met, she recommended Mammoth Caves. It looks like it's going to be peak, one of the biggest cave systems in the world or some silly thing like that. So that's going to be awesome. So guess who's doing that shortly? And then after that, I get to go to Nashville, check out Jessica Mayfield, tickets booked. So yeah, lots of great times still being had. It's, yeah, so good, so good. Mammoth Caves was totally legit. Highly recommend. I'll talk more about that later. En route to Nashville right now. It's getting close to sundown. I'm hoping I can see some of the architecture. I'm told it's sometimes known as Athens, like the city of Athens. because of the comparative architectural design to actual Athens. So really excited to see that if I can when the sun's out, and then I get to see Jessica Mayfield. Just so pumped. Much love. Mammoth Caves, what an incredible place. As I'm driving into this national park, there's a couple of deer on the side of the road. I, slow down. The guy coming in the opposite directions in a pickup, he didn't slow down at all. I'm like, that's strange. Over the course of my time there, what I came to find, because you get in a bus to go from the information center, the visitor center, to the dome cave tour that I did, we saw like 30 deer. And they just hang out on the side of the road, like willy-nilly, casually as can be. So that was pretty interesting. Obviously, there's some idea that somebody might be feeding them from their car or something. Because otherwise, I don't know. I've never seen a deer so available like that. So that was very interesting. Anyway, the cave itself, very interesting history. And I won't bore you with all the details. You got to go for yourself. But the caves are so massive through the formation of them. They extend really, really far. Some ridiculous amount. It is in the Guinness Book of Records. It's the largest cave system or something. So, it was quite incredible to see. You'll see in the pictures that I'm sharing as I'm talking right now that there's a lot of amazing views deep under the earth. And it was cool too because although they made artificial paths for you to walk on, they didn't cut rock, or it didn't seem like they cut rock to make the path more accessible. I made a joke to the guy in front of me. I met a group of gents from Edmonton. I was like, so what's going on if you're really fat and or really big and you try to go down here? Like, do they just size you up at the visitor center? Like, nah, you're not going, because quite literally you have to squeeze through, like turn your shoulders, duck down, do the limbo multiple times. And so I can definitely imagine that there's people that would be big enough and walk around that would not be able to get through this cave. I'm just theorizing here. Maybe I'm being a little facetious or funny or whatever, but yeah, it was really cool and interesting, and so many amazing sights. Thinking about the idea of getting stuck in a cave and dying in a cave, like that's not something that anybody would want, but it happens. It has happened, and it'll happen again. And so just realizing the mortality of the cave system and that lifestyle of exploring caves, like brand new caves, is very interesting. I did ask a bunch of the questions to the tour guide, and apparently there's an association that explores the caves. They voluntarily explore caves, and so if you really like exploring caves, you can join and voluntarily explore Mammoth Cave and other caves throughout the world. On your own time, on your own dollar. So, if you're an adventurer, life is calling your name again, always. I doubt it's something that I would spend my time on. Not that I'm claustrophobic or afraid of the dark or anything, but I can think of so many amazing things to do that might be a little bit more interesting than just stumbling around in dark caves. But that's just me. Definitely the anthropology aspect is fascinating for me. The idea of people living underground and making it work for themselves, that's interesting to me. But just the individualized rooms and systems of the caves, like it was amazing at Mammoth Cave, but I'd imagine in some caves it'd be quite boring. There's a few really exceptional spots you're looking at right now. Grand Central Station had 5 outlets coming from it, like 5 pathways to the room, which was interesting. And then there was another one, Frozen Niagara or something like that. And it's like this frozen-looking waterfall underground, and so it's quite incredible. Nothing like I'd ever seen or experienced before. So for that alone, definitely recommend. So after I left the caves, I traveled south and I went into Nashville to check a band, a woman that I found online a few weeks ago when I was planning, Jessica Mayfield. I was expecting like a very like folksy, like bluesgrassy kind of rock, but no, this woman had licks. Like she had crazy. And crazy guitar solos, and it was way more like contemporary rock alternative than it was folksy. A lot of her lyrics were like kind of, I don't want to say depressive, but they were close to being, for me to use that word, but still so amazing. And she brought a warm-up act, or starting act, Maggie. I don't know how to pronounce it. But when I look at you, I see an old friend. I see an old friend passing through. And when I think of you, I wanna be friends. I wanna be friends. I wanna be friends. Pronounce her band name, but you'll see it there. And both these women were just incredible. Just so talented, so beautiful, what they were able to produce. And this venue, the Blue Room, not sure why they had an elephant on the wall, not sure why they had a toilet on the ceiling, but it was a vibe. And it was like a half pipe, like the whole wall was a cement half pipe. So awesome, bizarre culture. Met a gentleman there named Dan, who's a traveling salesman. I was like, sweet, what an iconic job. And then after the show, which was totally amazing, I went and I found this little diner. Just so happens that this guy was from Palestine, and the guy I ate from yesterday was from Palestine. So something interesting there, where I find two amazing, highly reviewed, one-of-a-kind eateries, and both the guys are from Palestine. So wouldn't it be amazingly ridiculous if I found another person from Palestine making me amazing food tomorrow? Like, just get a streak of people from Palestine making me amazing, incredible food that I've never experienced before. I am down. Also, would love your opinion on something. So I only eat meat once a month. I've been doing that for about 5 years or so. And so both of my parents, they're pressuring me. They're like, nah, make an exception. You got to experience the culture and the lifestyle of the areas and stuff. You make some valid points, honestly. Like, when my mom said it, I was like, not gonna happen. But when my dad said it too, I was like, I can think about a little bit there in the fact that I could potentially, take away March and April. I could maybe take those 2 meat cheat days and allocate them early. It's not something I would want to do, but I'm definitely noticing that as much as Canadian culture still needs more vegetarian options, American culture, especially where I'm at in the South and the East, so far not seeing a ton of vegetarian lifestyles. Hopefully, New Orleans has more vegetarian lifestyles, because Texas does not vibe offhand right now from my perspective like it'll have a ton of vegetarian options. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be exciting. And I'd love your thoughts on that, because I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, driving now en route to Birmingham, I believe the place is called, Alabama. I'm not going to go all the way to New Orleans tonight. For one, it's decently late. I'm decently tired. But also, the bridge into New Orleans is apparently still closed because of the weather. And so, if I can spend some time in Birmingham, Alabama tomorrow morning, that should just further help my opportunity to get to New Orleans when New Orleans is a little bit more ready for me. It's -2 right now where I am. I think the low tonight's -3 or 4. Better than last night, that's for sure. So I am thankful for that. There's just so much I saw during today. I'm going to stumble around a little bit and just talk about some minor things. Like I found a place called Big Mike's, and they had so many beautiful crystals, like absolutely incredible stuff. And they had dinosaurs. And then I found this weird hippie place on the side of the road too. And yeah, like there's a lot of touristy areas that I'm stumbling into and through. And, in busy season, it's just whatever. It's just a bump on the road. But during slow season, I am the VIP. I'm the whole clientele for some of these places for hours at a time. So I feel very important. I feel very special, very privileged. And yeah, it's been such a great time hanging out with the world, getting to know it a little better. Really get the sense that we're all the same. And it's cool too, because I've studied enough of anthropology and genetics to have learned that people that look like each other do tend to have some similar vibes. And so I'm seeing people out here in the wild of America, and I'm like, I bet I know exactly what your vibe would be like, because you look exactly like my buddy or whatever. And so it's interesting to sort of navigate that and kind of put into context this idea that there is only so many variances of the human being, and most of us are quite alike. And yeah, there's probably I don't know how many archetypes there would be in the physical sense, but it doesn't seem like there's that many relative to the world I thought this was. There's not as much, and that's okay, because it's more familiarity, and it'll make it a lot easier when the aliens show up. Anyway, love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me on this mission, this journey, this adventure. I hope you can enjoy yourself as much as I am. I know that shouldn't be possible, but I still hope. And we'll chat again soon, my loves. Bye for now.